old you actually were when you first picked up a guitar and
Yeah.
seriously learnt to play?
Well, I was about 11 when I started playing, but I didn't have my first band until I was about 12, so it was a long period.
Your first band when you were 12?
Yeah, that's right.
Because first sort of serious band would probably be Skid Row,
That's
wouldn't it?
right, yeah.
Because a lot of people, I think, are quite surprised when they discover what a colourful career you've had, because there's been Skid Row,
Yes.
Colosseum,
That's right,
Thin
yeah.
Lizzy.
Very sort of varied.
Very
musically.
varied. How do you cope with like your amazing versatility?
Well, the versatility actually came from the music itself, because I was interested in different styles of music. So from Skid Row, which was like a blues-based kind of rock band, into Thin Lizzy, which was something else that had a very Irish influence. And then from that into Colosseum too, which was a jazz fusion type band. It was just interesting to explore all the different types of music, you know. I learned a lot from each one.
Because talking about influences, I mean, most guitarists would sort of rate you as their #1 guitar hero. Who would you look up to? Do you look up to anyone?
Oh yeah, I mean, I grew up listening to people like Jeff Beck, all the sort of great 60s guitar heroes like Eric Clapton and Hendrix and Jeff Beck. But I think Jeff Beck is the only one that's really retained my interest throughout the years.
Phenomenal, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
I tell you what, we're going to have a look of one of your singles off your Victims of the Future album. Favourite of mine. This is Shapes of Things. Jeff Beck and Rod Stewart did.
That's right, yeah.
And Yardbirds.
Yeah, the Yardbirds did an earlier version of it, but that was sort of more faithful to the Beck and Rod Stewart version.
Yeah, I like your version best.
Oh, thank you. So does Jeff Beck.
Does he?
Right.
Now, of course, the last time the European and British fans would have seen you live was last year when you did a support tour for your album Run to Go. What have you been up to since then?
Well, we went to Japan last winter and stuff, and since then I've been writing stuff for the next album and rehearsing, you know, with various people and getting producers together for the next album and stuff like that, really. Would
you say you're getting further and further away from your sort of heavy rock guitar hero?
I hope so.
You hope so, do you?
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole sort of typical heavy metal guitar hero thing to me is so dated, the whole concept of that, you know, with a guy standing on stage, you know, with his hair down past his feet, not just to his feet, but, you know, and sort of eating people as he plays and stuff. It just doesn't appeal to me. I think the music is the important thing, and I think a lot of rock bands really need to move forward, or else I think not only are they going to get bored with what they're playing, but I think the audience is going to get bored listening to the same old stuff all the time.
I think we're going to get a few letters on that. I'm sure we will.
Good.
OK, let's have a look at your smash hit from last year with Phil Lynott, of course, Gary Moore, Out in the Fields. Plans for you two to get together and record any more?
Yeah, there were actually. We were going to do a follow-up single in January of this year.
Right.
But the nice thing is that I might be able to actually record the song with Brian Downey and Scott Gorham.
Oh, that would be nice, yeah.
It's almost like a tribute to Phil.
Oh,
it's a song called Wild Frontier, so we'll have to see what happens.
Is it now, because I've been hearing rumours on the grapevine that you're going to release another single this summer.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
That's not the same thing then?
No, that'll just be like a one-off single. It'll probably be a guitar instrumental called The Loner,
right.
in fact, which is like a slow kind of...
so perhaps another Parisian Walkways?
Yeah, that sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So now, this next summer, you're apparently going to be doing some festivals, some huge festivals, apparently with Queen in Europe, 3 or 4, yeah?
Yeah, there's a few. There's one in Stockholm with Queen on the 7th of June, I believe. And there's a couple of German ones. Marillion are also on the German festivals.
Yeah, I heard Marillion in Milton Keynes, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it'd be nice to do a different kind of a show this time, because we did the Donington Festival 2 years ago, and we fancied doing something with more of a variation in the billing, as opposed to a really sort of hardcore heavy metal festival. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, looking forward to it. All getting rehearsed and
we better
raring to go.
Yes.
Well, what I'm going to do over this next video is play the festival dates, so you'll all be able to go and see them. This is from the video Emerald Isles. What am I talking about from the about? I'm going to do that one next.
Okay.
This is Empty Rooms. Gary Moore and Empty Rooms. Do you enjoy making rock videos? Because as the classic musician, I wondered if you'd sort of want to do away with them.
It's sort of something you have to do, isn't it? I mean, it's if you don't enjoy them, then you just make it really hard for yourself. But I think if you go in there with a really sort of positive attitude and just get involved in the whole thing, it can be quite enjoyable. You
got any plans for a major Gary Moore tour?
Not until January. We won't really do a full-scale tour until probably January or February of next year.
Well, that's good then. I mean, at least you have to let us know the dates.
Yeah, as soon as I know. Right.
In a while, I'm going to show an excerpt from this video. This is the Emerald Isles video,
Right.
which is available in your shops now. Whose idea was actually to record this?
Well, we thought it would be really nice to do it from the fact that we hadn't been to Ireland for a long time, and we said that if we ever went back to Ireland, you know, especially Belfast, because that was my hometown, that we'd do a video of it. So we did 2 shows in the Ulster Hall in Belfast and 2 in Dublin, and we filmed every show, and we just took, hopefully, the best parts of each show and put it on this video.
How long did that take?
The whole thing took a few months to complete, but I mean, the concerts only took 4 days, but then the hard work came after that, you know.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was great. It was nice to sort of go back there and play to, you know, all the kids in Belfast.
Yeah.
They were great.
Home.
Yeah. Okay.
Gary, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you.
And we're going to show an excerpt from this video, Emerald Isles, coming up now. It's called White Knuckles, End of the World.